My dear friends, I want to make a short episode showing you a little bit more about these beehives. What are the components making up a beehive? What is going on inside? And because it's a lot to talk about, I would go briefly through a few steps. You can see here, I will zoom in to this yellow one. You have a bottom board. This one, bees are landing on and going in the hive. This particular one, it's a detachable one, so you can take the yellow box off and it's not glued or nailed into the yellow box. That has some advantages, but I will not go at the moment in it. And you see on top of that there is a narrower or a less height box, and that is a honey super. So bees naturally store honey above, and they will nest or raise the generation of bees into the yellow box. You see this particular one here, I have two brood boxes, so two deep boxes, one on top of each other, and then I have on top a honey super. And this one is a stronger hive, a stronger family than next door one. You have a lid on top which is ventilated, and inside of these boxes you have these particular ones hold 10 frames of bees each, and the bees are doing their business there. In each particular hive, each of this family would have only one queen. There is not a possibility, except very rare, and I will not go on to the details now, that you have two queens. It is a possibility sometime when they replace each other, that the mother would be with the daughter queen at the same time in the same hive, but rare. And I want to show you a bit more. So each particular family would have inside bees at different stage in their life. A working bee, which is the one you're looking at here, in the season when they work, with other words, not winter, so they have nothing to go on and forage, they would live between 6 and 8 weeks only. They basically and literally work themselves to death. They work day and night. They go and forage, bring in the nectar and pollen, and in the night they do flap their wings rapidly to create the air necessary to dehydrate the nectar they just brought in. Nectar is very soupy. It's about 70% or so humidity, and they need to thicken that stuff to bring it to roughly 18-21% humidity, and that will be maturated, what we call, and it's the honey as we know it. You see here on the landing board something very interesting. There's quite few bees. If you look closely, you will be thinking they do nothing. They don't go out, they don't go in, they just hang in on the board. But you see them checking, bees coming in, bees going out, and they distinguish between themselves by the smell. See this one, how they check her out? Look. So each particular family or colony or hive have a particular smell, and they distinguish between other bees coming in, maybe with bad thoughts, and they will not allow them. See how they're very alert. Anybody landing, any other bee landing, it's checked out and is not allowed to go in. And these are the soldiers. If you watch closely, you can see pollen coming in, pollen on the legs of the bees. That's how they carry. They don't have buckets or purses. They just carry the pollen on their legs. Up above here, I have opened a second entrance. And if you would probably see bee coming in and out through this entrance as well, not as often as they come through the bottom. And why do I open a top one? It makes it easier for the bees coming in with nectar to deposit it at above rather than to go on the bottom and then crawl all their way up to the top. Well, another thing I want to point is the smoker. You do not open a hive, you do not approach bees without a smoker. There is a number of things you put in to make smoke, and you smoke them. You just puff this thing up, see, and you smoke them. By smoking them at the entrance, and then when you open the hive, what you do, there's two things. Bees naturally have an instinct when they smell smoke. They know fire is approaching in the wild, and the first thing they do, they just they just dive deep in the cell and gorge themselves on their honey. They just fill up to the brim with honey, because the next step will be we need to get out and go. And for that reason, they don't have anything to carry the honey with except their stomach. And another reason why we smoke it, or what we accomplish, is that the pheromone which bees transmit, telling other bees in the hive we are under attack, someone is attacking us, someone is interfering with the hive, that pheromone is blocked by the smoke we put in the hive, and makes their communication from this point of view harder or more difficult. Well, that's just some of the things I wanted to share with you. See, look at the beautiful. Some of them are bringing... I can stay here hours and just watch the complexity, the beauty of what is going on in the hive is mind-blowing. And that is the only reason I want to share these videos with you. Hopefully, we can educate ourselves the importance of bees, the beauty of what God has created. And we cannot do without bees. They certainly can do without us. But what we have done, we have destroyed much of their habitat, and beekeepers like me, putting them in boxes, then you have to look after them. You can see here, I have created shade for them. Each of the hives have never been exposed in the harsh sun of the summer. So I try hard, doing everything possible to make their life easier, and I do care about them. Well, there'll be lots more episodes I would like to make, and if you find them that they're helpful, that they're engaging and enriching, and if you think there's something you want to subscribe to and look for a next episode, I would encourage you to do so. And this is not my channel. I take out my time to do this for your enrichment, for your blessing. So if you find this, help me that we would build these things together and allow these things to be shared with more and more and more people. Look at the beauty. I could stay here hours and just watch them. Often I talk to them. I don't know if they understand me, but I think they do know me. That look at the beauty of that. Look at the beauty of that. Well, until next time, I say God bless you.